Hello and welcome to the Building Web APIs with GraphQL, the Complete Guide course, another installment in the Software Architecture series. In this course, we will learn about one of the most exciting web APIs in the industry, GraphQL, which becomes more and more popular each day. But first, let's ask ourselves, why GraphQL? What's so important with this web API that warrants a dedicated course for it? Well, here are the reasons for that. First, GraphQL solves a real problem with REST API. Currently, REST is the most popular web API in use, and rightly so. It's extremely easy to use, platform agnostic, and enjoys a great support in the various development tools. However, it has its own problems, as we will discuss later in this course, and GraphQL actually deals with these problems. Next, as we said, GraphQL keeps becoming more and more popular, and there are more and more systems that are using it. Because of that, you will better be familiar with it. In addition, GraphQL is extremely flexible, and that's probably the main reason to use it in the first place. Its capability of specifying what data exactly we want to retrieve is definitely something that is not offered by other web APIs. And lastly, GraphQL is backed by Facebook, which does not show signs of going anywhere soon. GraphQL is definitely here to stay, and no doubt we will see it adopted by more and more systems in the near future. In fact, GraphQL is already being used by the leading software companies out there, and you can see here a very partial list of companies using it right now. And this list keeps growing every day. But be cautious. Using GraphQL is not easy and not as straightforward as REST. There are quite a few steps you need to take in order to use GraphQL effectively and efficiently, and you will better know what you are doing when using it. GraphQL is complex to implement and has its own syntax, especially when compared to REST API. You need to be aware of the intricacy of the queries, the variables, the arguments, and more. It requires its own libraries and dedicated coding. You will usually won't simply code your GraphQL API, but use existing third-party library compatible with your development platform. There are quite a few moving parts when working with GraphQL. The server implementations, the syntax, resolvers, and more. You have to be familiar with them when working with GraphQL. And it has its own error handling, which does not build on the error code of the HTTP protocol, as is the case with REST API. So the bottom line is simple. You need to know what you are doing with GraphQL, and this is exactly what you are going to learn in this course. By the end of this course, you will know what is GraphQL and its basics. You will understand its advantages over REST API. You will be familiar with the GraphQL syntax. You will know how to implement it in various platforms. And you will also learn about some advanced techniques not used by many. But that's not all. This course is extremely practical, and I designed it so that you will actually implement all the concepts we discuss in this course. We are going to actually design and build a real-world library system fully based on GraphQL. Every GraphQL concept we will discuss will be explained and then used in the system, so that at the end of this course you will have a full-blown, fully functional GraphQL-based system. We are going to develop the system in .NET and Node.js. But note, you don't need to be familiar with these platforms in order to take the course. I'll guide you through every step in the development process. In fact, you don't even have to be a developer to take the course, although it will definitely help. You can use the system we will create as a template for your own systems and take inspiration from it in your future GraphQL projects. And don't worry, I'll guide you through each step and explain what it does and how to implement it. So even if you know nothing about GraphQL, .NET or Node.js, be confident that you can take this course and gain a real-world, extremely important knowledge from it. So, who am I? My name is Memi Lavi, a senior software architect and consultant with more than 20 years of experience as an architect. Here is a very partial list of my clients and my diverse technology stack. I'm a certified Azure Solution Architect and an avid speaker. Great, so let's go.